front of the goalkeeper for Gotham. So again, Gotham FC in white, the Washington Spirit in blue and red. Lisa Roman, Dean Linke, delighted to be with you on Paramount Plus for NWSL action here at Segra. Knocked out of bounds, it'll be a throw in for Gotham FC.
Dean, I'm not surprised at all that Gotham is starting on the far right flank of the field. I mentioned it in our open. They have Margaret Purse on that far side and Caprice Didasco. They can combine together and be so creative down that flank.
Into the 18, finally cleared out of there by the Spirit. See the splash of the turf surface here at Segra. Aubrey Bledsoe from Cincinnati, Ohio, started at Wake Forest, spent 17 with Orlando, 18 with the Spirit, and has stayed with the Spirit. She is a former NWSL Goalkeeper of the Year, and Richie Burke thinks she should be part of that impressive pool of goalkeepers for the full USA team. This is dangerous, and a save for Herachich.
Really good look from Washington off this start as Rodman dribbles across the field. It's really hard to defend a player that dribbles horizontally and then able to pick it up in the middle is McKeown getting the first shot for Washington.
Tara McKeown, who went to Southern Cal just a year after they won a national championship. She is coming off her most recent college season that, of course, was canceled for the Pac-12. So getting a chance to get in there and see what she can do.
Dean, at this point in the season during this Olympic stretch, we'll see a lot of new players sliding in for these teams. It's a chance for players who haven't seen many minutes throughout this season, make a name for themselves, prove that they deserve to be in the starting 11, making a difference for their squads.
Spirit send it forward. There's Johnson ready for it. Again, that combination between Johnson and Lewandowski, outstanding. Johnson, who has appeared for the Cameroon national team. Lewandowski, who spent 7 years at Bayern Munich. Long ball sent, nobody home. Great to be with you for an early afternoon. Or late afternoon, early evening matchup here. Leesburg, Virginia.
Gotham pressing really high, or excuse me, Washington pressing really high on Gotham here. As Gotham tries to break that press, unable to do so, and it's easily won back there by the Spirit. But if Washington can continue to force Gotham to play quickly out of the back and not give them a lot of space to have a build-up possession, it'll help Washington.
Well, yeah, we talked about Rodman, Sanchez, and Hatch up top, but not too bad with Purse, Anamono, and Kawasumi up top for Gotham. That's a pretty good front three as well.
It is a really good front three. They all provide something different to the match. Margaret Purse is so speedy on that right flank, and Onamonu can drop back.
Turnover, dangerous here, going down right at the top of the 18, and looks like they're gonna call it outside of the 18. We'll take another look at it, and we may even have a card here, as you can tell right now, Margaret Purse believes that she was inside the 18. She might have a legitimate argument there. Richie Burke also agrees. It's almost as if Richie Burke's saying, what, the first or second foul?
A tall task for Tegan McGrady and Sam Staub, the left back and the left center back for Washington, to deal with Purse. We can see almost 5 minutes in and we're already causing trouble. Take a look at the foul again as this ball is played back for Washington. The speedy Purse coming in to get that one.
Oh.
She is right outside the box.
So close though, Lisa.
It is so close. Oh.
Yeah, I guess
tough
the contact
to see from that angle.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the contact was outside the box, but she definitely fell in the box. But look at that, right on the edge, top of the 18. This is going to be a dangerous opportunity. Who's going to have the opportunity to shoot here?
Wall of 5 for Bledsoe.
So you see Washington, looks like McGrady has interest, but really Purse also still around it. See, she's having some communication.
Yeah, lots of conversations going on here. You can see Richie Burke talking to the 4th official, center official talking to the 4th official as well.
Center is Karen Collado, originally from Brazil. She started working as a referee to help pay for college. She intends to become a FIFA referee. And after all of that,
a red card.
Wow.
Given to Sam Staub, the left center back for Washington.
That's one way to change this game right away. So Staub sent off with a red card, and Purse gonna take the shot right into the wall.
Just like that, 6 minutes in, and Washington now playing a man down. Take a look at this foul again. As Purse comes into it, yeah, you see Staub grabbing the jersey of Purse a little bit on the back there. The card not given until very late in this discussion during the free kick.
I feel like if they're gonna put it outside the 18, this is just my opinion, and with Nielsen right next to her, I feel like that's just a little harsh. Because Nielsen, it wasn't like it was last defender there. Nielsen was side by side.
They were side by side. It was a little bit of last defender, but Dean, we can't hear what the players are saying. We don't know if Sam Staub was fighting and arguing for herself, and the words that came after the play is really what put the play over the line for our center referee.
Well, you did feel like the center referee was having communication with the 4th official as well, so we'll see how the Spirit respond at home, down a player against a team that has been so good on the road. How good has Gotham been on the road? Amazing.
They really have. And Dean, we asked head coach Freya Kuhm about that, and she kind of laughed and said, I don't know why we play so well when we travel. Perhaps we really want to show our opponents' fans and that home crowd that we're playing against that we are there to make a point and we can win over their team.
You see Freya Kuhm doing a great job as the head coach of Gotham FC.
So now we'll have Andy Sullivan, the traditional 6 defensive midfielder for Washington Spirit, drop into that back line, playing that center back position, which we've seen Sullivan do earlier this year and many times throughout. That's one thing that Richie Burke, head coach for the Spirit, really likes about Andy Sullivan. You can ask her to play so many different positions. I'm sure Burke did not think he would have Sullivan dropping into that back line so early in this match.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go a long way with just 10 players against a team that does not give up very many goals, and they still have the attacking presence up top of Purse, Anamono, and Kawasumi. That'll go out of bounds. We mentioned Freya Kuhm, of course, in the news. Gotham FC general manager Elise LaHue was released by the team. Let's take a look at this confusion here.
So initially, the official gave Paige Nielsen the card, as we can see right there. Nielsen clearly confused at that play. That's why there's so much communication between our center official and our 4th AR. Then ultimately called back, and the red card given to Sam Staub. because it was last play back, defensive play.
And it was with Staub with the jersey as well. So she was thinking red the entire time. It just had the wrong player. So that's what a lot of the dialogue was about. Now we've solved the caper, I do believe. And at the end of the day, it means that Staub is out and Washington will be playing a player down for the rest of the game. Earlier I mentioned the release of Elise LaHue. Did want to read the statement from the league. Following a complaint, the league conducted an investigation and shared the findings of that investigation with Gotham FC. These findings will remain confidential and the league will not comment further on individual club personnel matters. 11 minutes in, Washington has already seen Samantha Staub get sent off. And Gotham FC with the player advantage.
It's a great advantage for Freya Coombe and her squad to have so early on in this game. We know that Gotham has been so sound defensively, but in their attack, they've had a hard time scoring goals.
See the incredible hustle from Purse. Just amazing pace for Purse, who's also part of the 2020 Board of Overseers at Harvard, where she scored 42 goals. Big time talent, couple goals on the season, 11 career regular season goals in NWSL action. Margaret Purse can fly, Lisa. She just absolutely, with the ball, without the ball, she can move it.
She is very, very speedy. She causes so much trouble for back lines. A close one there as Washington tries to play out.
Bledsoe boots it long. Pressure there from Hatch coming off that 2-goal game against North Carolina. Johnson over to Lewandowski, who hails from the same college as our producer Tim McDermott, Lehigh, where she was the 2-time Patriot League Player of the Year and former Patriot League Rookie of the Year. Great ball along the left side. The Spirit into the 18. Rodman takes a shot, and Rodman with the finish. Diva or no diva, the Divas can do it, and Washington on top.
What a statement from the home team and Trinity Rodman making her mark on this game. It's Andy Sullivan with the beautiful direct long ball. Rodman seemingly all alone on the far side of the 18, but that doesn't matter at all. She cuts inside and sets the ball up on her right foot. That little bit of space Rodman creates from Didasco is what gives Rodman the ability to strike this ball so cleanly.
And Richie Burke loves it. Trinity Rodman, 3 regular season goals. She also scored in the Challenge Cup to start the season. And of course, Richie Burke saying that, yes, she's a diva, but I'll take it all day long, as he was talking about Sanchez and Rodman, the 2 divas, up there with Ashley Hatch, who he said is the nicest person in the world, which makes it strange that she's in charge of all the fines.
An interesting call there for Washington, hey, but if it doesn't matter their personality, he loves them no matter what, and when they score goals like we just saw from Rodman, Richie Burke will take that all day.
Sent in and looking for the equalizer. Bledsoe gets down low. Phenomenal opportunity there as Anamono almost made it 1-1.
Really nice ball in from the far side. It's Purse who serves this, and Anamono on 2 defenders. Nielsen and Helfrey can't clear that one before Anamono jumps up over them and gets it.
What an answer, down a player, and the Spirit have a 1-0 lead. I mean, I did not draw it up this way. I don't know about you, Lisa.
Incredible response from Washington Spirit. It's interesting, the Spirit usually like to play a very possession-oriented game. Head coach Richie Burke likes to get 600 passes throughout a 90-minute match for his squad. Now going down a player, they're forced to play more direct just because their numbers down going up against Gotham's defense. And that's what we saw, the direct ball into the far corner. and Trinity Rodman able to just run onto it with ease. The confidence from that first-year player in Rodman to rip that shot is so impressive. The sky is the limit for where Rodman can go.
What a great job by our outstanding crew to catch the reaction from Coach Burke, who was obviously disappointed about the red card to Staub. He was fired up. So again, if you're just joining us, Samantha Staub, originally the red was given to Paige Nielsen. There was a big delay, and they decided that it was actually Staub correctly who grabbed the jersey of Purse, and the subsequent red card was switched from Nielsen over to Staub, but it doesn't matter. The Washington Spirit here at home score the first goal anyway, as this one is knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick, Gotham FC.
We will see Gotham attacking down that right side constantly throughout this match and drawing a second corner kick now. Caprice Didasco lining up over it. Dangerous opportunity for the team in white.
Didasco, the former Bruin, sent in, headed out of there. Purse, and cleared by the Spirit. Again, playing with just 10, but leading 1-0. Courtesy of another goal from the superstar Rodman, just a youngster. Washington State didn't have a season, decided to go pro early, and she was pro ready really from day one. There's Rodman again. Rodman, wearing number 2, looking for a little help. Dropped it back to Helferty. That's Dorian Bailey, who starred for Anson Dorrance and the Tar Heels from 2015 to 18, where she finished with 17 goals and 17 assists. Rodman checks back and has it ripped away. Allie Long, what a brilliant career she's had. I was thinking about Allie Long, who started her college career at Penn State, but then went to North Carolina. She's on the ball now. I'll tell you some of the teammates that were on that team that won the national championship in 2008. And let me do it now as the goalkeeper slips. Megan Klingenberg, Brittany Bartok, Whitney Engen, Merritt Mathias, Yawa Averbush, Ashlyn Harris, Nikki Washington, Jess McDonald, Casey Noguera, Tobin Heath. We're all on that team.
Heck of a team right there. Talk about a stacked squad. So much talent you just listed off there, Dean.
A lot of them are still playing. Of course, Tobin Heath with the U.S. women's national team at the Tokyo Olympics. We wish them well. We know what Lisa Roman will be doing early Wednesday morning.
Of course.
I'll be right there with you.
Yeah, like most of the country, we'll be up for that 4:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff time.
Another corner kick coming for Gotham FC, who find themselves up a player but down a goal, 1-0. Didasco has a goal this season, sent in. Headed out by the Spirit, tracked down by Gotham FC. Back across again and picked out of the air there by Bledsoe. Bledsoe, who's been bothered by a sore thumb, doesn't train a ton, but has not gone out as she has been outstanding.
Dean, that Washington, we'll take a look at this ball as it comes in, and a great save there by Bledsoe, reaching out to grab that amongst the defenders. But the goal from Washington going against Gotham, that goal came in the first half. That's the first time that Gotham has conceded a goal in the first 45 minutes for this regular season.
And doing it with a player advantage, so rare. Long played out wide, looking for Zerboni. Zerboni, like Long, so much experience. Actually played back in the WSA days, if you can believe it. Another former UCLA Bruin. Played with the Atlanta Beat.
for Gotham. We'll see them press really high against Washington now that they're a man up, and they can do that if they're able to win the ball back in their own attacking half like they just did right there. That's one thing that Freya Coombe is hoping and asking of her forwards, to defend quickly in that high press, and then her midfield unit of Zerboni, Long, Tine to pick off those passes so Gotham can quickly regain possession in their attacking half.
How about that ball from Sullivan into space too, Rodman? Really playing well.
Andy Sullivan has such great vision of the field. Even when she's playing in that center back position, she's able to find those long balls diagonally into the feet of her forwards.
Mac Herman Trophy winner, national champion with Tegan McGrady, who also is in the starting lineup for the Spirit. Think about Didasco. She used to play for the Spirit. So did Estelle Johnson. So like Lisa Roman said, first time this season that Gotham FC has given up a goal in the first half. Just the 4th goal overall. Trying to equalize right here. Saved again by Bledsoe. As that was Purse again, and Bledsoe doing what she does, always making big saves.
A great effort by Purse and Gotham to get into this open space. That first touch from Purse is so crucial, but then she shoots it right at Bledsoe, and Bledsoe, a nice job to make herself big and close down the angles of the goals. But for Purse, that needs to be a better shot, more clinical, finding the corners.
We mentioned Purse, over 40 goals in college and double-digit goals in the NWSL. Bledsoe start to get a little pressure there from Anamono. 50-50 ball won by Gotham FC. McCall Zerboni. Think about Long and Zerboni. Long was part of that World Cup team. Zerboni probably the last cut from that last World Cup team because she broke her elbow right before the playoffs, just missing out on making that World Cup team. Similar players, and then they play together. They do a nice job.
They really do, and that play right there from Gotham started with McCall Zerboni in that midfield unit. When she receives the ball, she's going to try to switch and be that pivot person for Gotham to receive the ball from one side of the field and send it out through the other, shifting Washington's defense.
Didasco, who I said was with the Spirit from 15 to 18, sends another driven corner in, and oh, it's in! It was bounced, saved, and then finished right there. I believe it's Anamono, who's made it 1-1. We'll confirm that, but we are tied here. Could be McGrady as well. Tegan McGrady wearing number 9. You saw the goalkeeper get it, and you saw a Spirit clearance, and it looks like it's going to be McGrady who ties it. Let's confirm it here, Lisa.
Caprice Didasco sending that beautiful ball in. It looks like it's Kawasumi who gets the final touch on this one, knocking it into the back of the net. But the initial shot coming from Onamono, and then Kawasumi right there on the follow-up to tap it in as Bledsoe is still on the ground.
My apologies, Kawasumi, wrong number 9. Kawasumi, the Japanese superstar, makes it 1-1. Thank you, Lisa. We're tied at 1, and you felt like it wasn't going to take long with all this talent and the player advantage. Kawasumi. Boy, you felt like Bledsoe, and then her teammate was going to save the day again, but just too much pressure on Bledsoe, down a player.
That goal coming off the third corner kick for Gotham, all of them taken by Caprice Didasco. She has such nice delivery of the ball, good texture on it, and good pace on those set piece corner kicks, and she's able to pick out Onamono on that last one.
Kawasumi now with 19 career regular season goals. Again, apologies for the wrong number 9. Well done by Kawasumi. Playing up top with Anamono and Purse. Just, I mean, both these teams loaded with attacking players here, Lisa. And now you could hear Coach Burke still talking about that red card to Staub as that one goes all the way over. Kawasumi, who has the equalizer, as Anamono down.
Anamono making a tight turn against the Spirit defender there. We've seen it do that earlier in the season when Anamono gets the ball and her back is towards the goal. It only takes one touch for her to spin around her defender. That shot she just got off, not clinical enough. And take a look at it. It's that one touch there, and she's able to spin around McKeown, but shot not on frame.
Throw in for Dorsey, former ACC Offensive Player of the Year, who has found a home along that back line for Freya Coombe.
Anamono coming back for that ball from an offside position. Unlucky there, but those long balls over the top is what Gotham is looking for.
More pressure coming from Anamono.
And that pass being picked off by McCall Zerboni in the midfield. The midfield for Gotham playing a man up, three long Tine and Zerboni against just McKeown and Bailey for the Spirit.
Sanchez, we showed you the shot numbers for her to start the show. Sanchez drops it in, and good attack there from Washington. Again, the team that's playing down a player and yet still had that 1-0 lead before Japanese international superstar Naomi Kawasumi ties it for Gotham. Of course, Kawasumi represented Japan women's national team from 2008 to 18 and was a 2011 FIFA Women's World Cup champion. As Bledsoe picks it up.
It'll be really important for Bledsoe throughout this game to be very active inside her 18-yard box because the Spirit is playing with a man down. Bledsoe needs to be able to come out and pick up those balls so the Spirit back line doesn't have to constantly track back to win those.
Spirit finding some space. Sent back by Lewandowski.
Not a bad ball by Sanchez to find Hatch on that slip pass, but on this near side, Trinity Rodman wide open, making that run down the flank.
Bailey. Coach Burke referring to her as a Rolls Royce, and she's very humble. Doesn't want her teammates calling her that. They've started to do that just a little bit. Played for Anson Dorrance. Anson told me that what you're seeing right now is a young player gaining in confidence. He said he spent 4 years at UNC trying to convince her how good she is. Now it is clear she believes it as it goes right to Bledsoe. Wow, another dangerous opportunity. Purse, you cannot look down. Purse creating all kinds of opportunities.
Purse causing so much trouble for Tegan McGrady on that far side, and it's the speed of Purse that gets her on the inside shoulder of McGrady. And Bledsoe there to collect that header.
Another dangerous opportunity. Boy, between Anamono and Purse, every second it seems like they're causing turnovers and they're back into the 18.
Anamono had a great opportunity there. She got in behind Spirit's back line in front of the defenders. Set that ball up on your left foot and take a shot. Don't pass that. It's those clinical decisions in the final third that's really missing for Gotham throughout this season.
Purse. And it'll go over the crossbar for Anamono.
It's the last chance we just saw from Anamono. As Kawasumi plays this great ball in. Anamono on the inside shoulder of Nielsen, about 10 yards out from the goal. If she crosses that to her left, she can get a better shot off.
Well, you can see now with the player advantage, Gotham FC not making it easy for the Spirit to build it out of the back. They're going to try it anyway, though. And here comes the Spirit. Helferty turns it back over. They find Zerboni. Zerboni with a quick pass to McCown. Anamono. Anamono, it'll go out of bounds, and I believe it'll be another corner kick. Nope, they'll point it back to the goal. Anamono can't believe it. FOMO, Anamono. Looks like she was for sure it was a corner kick.
It looked like a corner kick. Anamono tries to nutmeg Nielsen here, and it hits off the left leg of Nielsen, but it will be awarded a goal kick.
Anamono, who now has 3 caps for Nigeria, had a great career at Cal Berkeley where she scored 33 goals in 82 games. Taken away, Dorsey. Zerboni. Top of the 18. And falling down is Anamono. Ifoma Anamono.
Washington will try to play out of the back again as Bledsoe sends her teammates forward so she can kick this long. When Washington tries to play with their possession out of the box, they're being very transparent with their passing sequence, and it's easy for Gotham to pick that off. It's going to be really important for Ashley Hatch, Ashley Sanchez, and Trinity Rodman to make dynamic overlapping runs amongst each other. So as soon as the ball gets into Washington's midfield, they have an outlet in Hatch, Sanchez, and Rodman.
Long ball for the Spirit. Spirit keeping possession. If you're just joining us, early doors, Samantha Staub sent off for a red card, but that was answered by Rodman with another goal. So despite being down a player, it was Washington 1, Gotham FC 0. First time all season Gotham FC have given up a first half goal, but then courtesy of the Japanese international superstar and former World Cup champion Naomi Kawasumi, we are tied at 1. That's the story of the game. Alongside Lisa Roman, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you as Washington will play the rest of this game down a player. Here comes Dorsey. Dorsey gets it out wide to the goal scorer, Kawasumi. Kawasumi gets it back. Kawasumi, Anamono. And this time Anamono will get the corner kick.
Paige Nielsen having to deal with a lot of pressure in this back line, especially against Anamono. Nielsen just getting her toe in there to bump Anamono off the ball. Gotham's lone goal in this match coming off a Caprice Didasco corner kick. Can they do it again?
See Rodman trying to keep an eye on Anamono as Didasco, both hands in the air now with the right foot. Driven in, goal Zerboni! 2-1 Gotham FC.
A corner kick set piece opportunity for Gotham, and Caprice Didasco, great texture on this ball in to McCall Zerboni. Wide open there, just outside the 6-yard box, a redirect of the head, and a quick fist pump as a celebration as that ball hits the back of the net.
What a player McCall Zerboni is. Has battled back from injuries, had that broken elbow, and then last year a different injury, and now back in there, back in the starting lineup. You see wearing the armband, her 13th career regular season goal all time. And it's 2-1 Gotham FC, and Gotham FC playing with that player advantage, so they fell behind despite having that advantage, but they've answered back here with 2 goals, and it's 2-1 Gotham FC on top of the Washington Spirit.
And Gotham now scoring 2 goals in this match. Only the second time they've had multiple goals in a game during this regular season. Head coach for Gotham, Freya Coombs, said that scoring goals hasn't always come easy for them. They're lucky their defense has only allowed 3 goals coming into this match.
Dorsey comes in on Hatch, and foul going against Gotham FC. Let's take a look at it here.
Imani Dorsey, arms wrapped around Hatch as Hatch tries to get around her. It's that left leg for Dorsey that gets in front of Hatch, and the right arm wrapped around Hatch's hips that is causing the foul.
Dorsey, as I mentioned, the 2017 ACC Offensive Player of the Year. Driven in by the Spirit, headed out of there. It'll be a corner kick for Washington. Kawasumi and Zerboni answering the call from Rodman, and it's 2-1 Gotham FC on top, but a corner kick coming for the Spirit.
Rodman trying to chase that ball down as it goes all the way through the box. An opportunity there for Washington on that quick attack. The air taken out of Segra Field a little bit here in Washington.
Well, that air was taken, we thought, when Staub was given the red card, but a great ball from Sullivan to Rodman changed it. But now, as it stands, despite the fact that, as you mentioned, the stat that Gotham FC haven't scored 2 goals in the first half, you kind of felt like with that player advantage and all that they have out there that this might work out this way with that player advantage.
And it still may at this point, but remember, Washington has Aubrey Bledsoe in goal, one of the best goalkeepers with her feet in this league, so they can use her as another field player, as we see now, to build possession out of the back. Great defending by Paige Nielsen. Truly just such a nice job of getting great body positioning, keeping herself between Onamanu and the goal, and then shielding as soon as she won that ball to create space for herself and find the outlet pass.
Sent back to Johnson. Picked up by Bledsoe.
Andy Sullivan encouraging Bledsoe to go along with this one. We can't play it out. Gotham's pressuring too high and too hard. Onamanu coming from an offside position again. That's the second time she's been called for that. Checking back, trying to win the ball out of the air.
2-1, Gotham FC on top. Extra hustle coming for the Spirit. Good ball across. Kept alive by Washington. Washington denied there by Long.
Good matchup in the middle of the park. McCall Zerboni against Ashley Sanchez.
Rodman down.
Rodman giving great effort on that last attacking sequence to keep the ball in play. Finds Sanchez again after running down near the touchline. Little chip ball in from Sanchez, and it's nearly cleared out by Johnson. As Rodman goes, she reaches right there to get the ball. That might be the play that caused her a little bit of pain. Hatch, the kindest person on the team, according to Richie Burke, making sure Rodman's okay.
What a goal for Rodman to make it 1-0. Checking her left knee. Third minute. Obviously, we'll have some added time with the long discussion on the red card and 3 goals, and now the injury to Rodman. Once again, Gotham FC earns a corner kick.
Two corner kicks and 2 goals throughout this game for Gotham.
Headed out, sent back in by Gotham, wide open. Long, unselfish, decided to drop it back. She had Purse behind her, and here is Purse. Purse trying to square it. Denied by the Spirit. Good defense from Washington. Scoring the first goal was Kawasumi. She runs it down. Sent back in. This is trouble. Long still in there. Zerboni. Kept alive. And Long stayed up there. I think the flag stayed down, but Bledsoe has it. Gotham FC with the 2-1 lead.
Allie Long moving out of that defensive 6 role a lot in this last sequence for Gotham as Dorsey sends this ball in. Long not taking it for herself, instead dropping it back for Kawasumi, as it then goes wide for Purse as they try to do it again. And take a look at this as Zerboni crosses it in, trying to send it in for Long. Not able to cleanly strike that.
45th minute. We'll let you know how much time will be added. In to try to tie it. And save there by Herachich. Good turn coming from Sanchez as we showed you her shot stats to start the game.
And the incredible reaction time from Didi Herachich on those close range shots. We know Sanchez as a player that can strike the ball so hard and quickly, but the hands from Herachich is what keeps this one out of the net.
Sanchez with a couple goals in the regular season, 1 in the Challenge Cup. 23 goals and 42 assists during her time from 17 to 19 at UCLA. Four minutes of added time. Staub's red is the second earliest straight red in NWSL history. So Washington will have to go a long stretch with just 10.
That red card for Sam Staub coming in the 7th minute of this match. So a lot of time left to play for Washington with only 10 on the field.
Shot from distance, but not on frame. We're 1 minute into the 4 minutes of added time.
Little through ball there from McCowan, finding Sanchez, and the quick shot. It's really, really well saved by Herachich. The angle is really small for Sanchez to try to sneak that over the head of Herachich, and the hands of Herachich just so quick to stop that one.
Spirit under pressure. Referee says play on. Purse with a nutmeg on Nielsen, and then a foul to come back to the Spirit.
Paige Nielsen has done a tremendous job defending against Gotham's forward despite the scoreline. As this ball is picked off here by Purse. She tries to cut inside and go around Nielsen. She gets the nutmeg, but then as Nielsen uses her body to shield, Purse's arm just wrapped around Nielsen's hips.
Remember, it was Nielsen who was shown the red at first, and then after a long discussion, it was switched to Staub. And the talented Jen Cooper telling us that the only red card earlier was given to Lauren Barnes in the 4th minute for the Reign back in 2017 versus Kansas City. We thank Jen Cooper for her great work.
Jen Cooper is the best with her stats. She knows everything about this league, and she's always willing to share her wealth of information.
Good ball across, picked up there by Bledsoe, as that was goal scorer number 1, Kawasumi, sending that ball in.
So much movement from Gotham's front three right now. We're seeing Kawasumi on that far right side. By switching it up, it forces Washington to always be aware, especially of where Purse is on the field. Her speed can be so dangerous against opponents.
35 seconds or so left here in what has been a very exciting, dramatic first half. A red card and then 3 goals that followed. A lot of numbers pushing forward here, including Dorsey. Purse over the crossbar, and that might just about do it, as Bledsoe will take her time, give her team a chance to breathe a little bit. Saw that red card, the disappointment. You saw the animation as you see Purse doing all kinds of great things.
The lateral dribbling across the field is so difficult to defend. Something Freya Coombe has been asking of Purse. Not run in straight vertical lines down the field, but be more dimensional in her movement on the field.
And
Ashley Hatch getting into some tough tackles throughout that first 45 minutes, being looked at by the training staff, but she'll take a break throughout this second half and give Mariana Speckmayer some time on the field.
2-1, Purse. Purse down near the end line, sends it back across and picked up there by Bledsoe.
Bledsoe had a good first half despite the 2 goals that Gotham was able to score. Bledsoe has been instrumental, not only with her hands, but also with her feet, helping the Washington Spirit build the ball out of the back. You can see now as they play back to her, she's so skilled and talented with the ball at her feet. You don't always see that in your goalkeepers, Dean, but for Richie Burke, he's really excited to have a player like Bledsoe in goal that he can rely on to help build possession.
Speckmeyer drops it back. This will go off of Gotham, and it'll be a corner kick for the Spirit.
Tegan McGrady sending the signal to her teammates in the box to set up the right play.
McGrady, who I mentioned earlier, played at Stanford.
Ooh. Close one there is Didi Herachich coming off her line to grab that one.
Two minutes into the second half. The Spirit will go the rest of the way, down a player. Certainly hope Ashley Hatch is okay. Sanchez was slicing and dicing a bit in the first half. Remember, Hatch is now out, and don't forget Rodman had appeared to be a little bit of an issue with her knee. She stays in wearing number 2. You see her at the bottom end of your screen on Paramount Plus, where Washington trails Gotham FC by 1.
Great switch for Gotham. Most of Washington's defensive shape was pulled all the way near to this near side.
Zerboni touches it back. Zerboni with that brilliant header goal to make it 2-1, and Zerboni has it again. Zerboni will push it to Purse. Shot coming, but not on frame. It'll go out of bounds.
Washington had an opportunity on this corner kick. Trying to send it back in is McKeown, but it's Herachich coming out for it. Close look there for Washington.
Minute 49. Don't forget Portland and Orlando on Twitch later tonight.
Brittany Rodman looking for that overlapping run into the attacking end. It's a good ball played in by McGrady. Rodman is offsides there by 5 or 6 yards. Gotham doing a nice job to hold that tight line. That back line anchored by Estelle Johnson, who has been so solid and consistent throughout this regular season for Gotham.
Zerboni will switch it to Long. Nice little give and go. There's Dorsey. A collision with Nielsen. Dorsey from Duke, Nielsen from North Carolina. Zerboni. As Purse checks back. Long patience here for the visitors. Gotham FC, so good on the road this season.
You can hear Richie Burke calling for that early ball from Spirit's back line to send the forwards into the attacking end as Gotham holds such a high, tight line.
Foul on Long, and she'll earn a yellow card right there. So Allie Long will go into the books for a yellow.
See Long here as this ball is played in. It's that left arm that just throws down the other arm, and that will be a foul against Long. Not happy with that one at all.
Mentioned she's a former national champion in North Carolina. Spent time with the Freedom back in the WPS days and Sky Blue. Then when the NWSL started, she spent 13 through 17 with the Thorns. It was a little bit with Chelsea, then Olau Reign, and now Gotham is her home. Sullivan checking all the way back. Purse. Zerboni. Margaret Purse. Too deep, too long. Spirit. Good work to not only handle that attack, but win it back and keep possession here for Washington as they'll play it back to Bledsoe.
Could be a dangerous ball back to Bledsoe, but easily handled by the feet of the Spirit goalkeeper.
Looking for Rodman, but well defended that time by Lewandowski. As I mentioned, the two-time Patriot League Player of the Year and Patriot League Rookie of the Year from Lehigh.
Gotham head coach Freya Coombs spoke about Gina Lewandowski and Estelle Johnson, the center back pairing for Gotham, and said that they're really similar players in their mindset and how they approach the game. They really are keen to win tackles and break up plays, and because they are so similarly minded, they can read each other so well, which makes that center back pairing so unique and so special for this team.
Taking her time is Didasco. Really does do an excellent job taking corners for Gotham FC. See Helferty defending about 10 away. Good look at Long getting in and around the 6. Dorsey sends it in with that left foot. It'll go out of bounds off of Gotham and back to Washington.
Gotham has been so successful on their corner kicks. 2 of their goals, the only 2 for this game, coming off of a Caprice Didasco corner kick. This time opting to go short, provide a different angle on the service into the box.
Nice. Let's go.
Good run here from the Spirit. They play it into space to Rodman. Rodman. Tremendous speed. Rolled it around, almost turned out to be an excellent pass. Not sure if it meant to be a pass, but Sanchez was lurking there on the far post.
Heritage diving for this one. Rodman, as she sends this ball in with her left foot, it's a little chipper. It's over the outstretched hand of Heritage, and Sanchez waiting on that backside. She does get a piece of it, but not struck cleanly. Rodman has been tremendous throughout this game. The partnership with Sanchez now really looking to explode in this second half.
Excellent interception. Running downhill is Bailey. I mentioned earlier, high praise from her college coach Anson Dorrance Bailey, and high praise from Coach Burke, calling her a Rolls Royce. And a whistle here. Long's got the yellow card, needs to be careful.
Great positioning for Washington just outside the box. It's the efforts of a little give and go. Allie Long just ending up on top of the play.
Sanchez Came into this one with 24 shots. She's added to that. She's over the ball here and looks interested. See Johnson and Lewandowski. Lewandowski keeping an eye on Rodman. Sanchez, deep breath. Sanchez takes it. Oh my! And we are tied at 2.
What a finish from Ashley Sanchez on this set piece. The positioning just outside of the 18-yard box and struck so cleanly. She goes around the outside of the wall, curling it to cut it back right inside the near post. Richie Burke, huge celebration from him. He spoke so highly of Ashley Sanchez after their last game against North Carolina, saying that Sanchez just put in so much work off the ball defending. We see her now racing all over the field to win this back for Washington. And now the goal for Sanchez, the equalizer for Washington.
Little touch there by Didasco. You have to give this Spirit team a ton of credit. Before we were 10 minutes in, Staub was sent off with a red card. Washington, despite being down a player, scored the first goal, and now they've got the equalizer. 2-2. We got a long way to go, but if you're Richie Burke and the Spirit, even 1 point down a man, almost 80 players, would be huge.
That would be huge. I mean, 2 goals already is a very, very impressive game for Washington, especially going up against a team like Gotham, who has had such a dominant defense throughout this regular season, only allowing 3 goals coming into this game, and now they've given up 2 against Spirit.
And the Spirit looking like they have the player advantage at the moment. Won by Johnson. It was Kawasumi who had the answer on the Rodman goal the first time. And here is Kawasumi. Into the 18, extra touch. Didasco trying to dial up that right foot. Great defense as Sullivan tracks back.
Caprice Didasco wide open, it seemed. The ball just getting stuck under her feet.
Excellent support from Bailey. Now Rodman turning on it. Rodman turns it over to Didasco. Didasco would like that shot back. Maybe she'll get another opportunity. There's Zerboni, who's got a goal. And one back by Rodman, who is at times all by herself. She'll run into Long, a foul on Rodman.
A great look from Gotham as Kawasumi lays this off. It's again poked wide, finding Caprice Didasco, who tries to set it up for herself. And Andy Sullivan, incredible defensive presence throughout this game. She started as the 6th defensive midfield for the Spirit, and then as soon as Sam Staub got that red card, Sullivan dropped back into the center back defensive line for the Spirit, and she's done a tremendous job breaking up Gotham's play.
Minute 60. Ben, but not breaking at the moment, is the Spirit D. A lot of talent on the field for both teams, but certainly you've got to believe that Gotham FC has what it takes to take this lead back, particularly with a player advantage. Didasco, better served ball that time. Long. Margaret Purse. Purse, side of her foot. And good shot. Diving away from it, Bledsoe, as Purse can shoot from anywhere.
When Purse gets the ball, she can be so dangerous with it as she receives this one. She slices it using her laces to get backspin on the ball, but because of that, it curls a bit to the right, so it will go out of bounds. Bledsoe there to make sure it didn't go in anyway.
You see Lee now into the game. The Korean 26-year-old. Coach Coombe telling us that we would most likely see Lee, and Lee is in now, wearing number 11.
Lee has had a good season so far for Gotham, really stepping into her own. She's had a few starts on the season. She does take some time to get into the game, but she has been tremendous for Freya Coombe. She's so good when she's on the ball in tight spaces, and then if defenders give her space, she's able to find passes and pick out her teammates so easily.
Long. Extra pass back to Purse. Overlapping run from Dorsey. Dorsey, the left back. He's had a good game. And a foul just outside the 18, once again earned by Purse.
Purse has been so active in this attacking end for Gotham throughout this game. 5 shots for Purse. That time sneaking around Anna Helferty. Helferty, a traditional forward. She played forward throughout her college days, and Richie Burke understanding that she had the potential to be an incredible professional player. He picked her up, and she adapted so well to the professional game in the NWSL, and now she's slotting into that right back position and doing a great job using her attacking mindset to get up and down the flank for Washington, send crosses in, but also her defensive efforts. She's improving on her 1v1 defending every day.
Driven in over the crossbar. Didasco looked like she was going for it, but it sails over the crossbar, and we're still tied at 2, 64 minutes in.
From that position on the field, Didasco has a good opportunity to go for it. Now as Rodman jogs off to the side of the field. Rodman getting the first goal in this match. Down a player was Washington at the time Rodman buried this goal. Lots of good play from Rodman throughout this game.
So now with the score tied at 2, no Hatch and no Rodman. As you see Rodriguez in, Karina Rodriguez, Mexican international, went to UCLA. Boney's pass knocked out of bounds. Dorsey throws it to Long. Lee. Purse will send it into the stands.
Purse off her mark on that cross as it sent in. She's doing a nice job of creating space for herself, but her clinical finishing is not on the mark right now. She's getting opportunities and she's creating space, finding the ball at her feet, but her shot selection is not as good as it needs to be, especially for Gotham to get another one late in this game.
A jammed pack leaderboard as North Carolina, Orlando, Houston, Portland all sitting on 16, Washington at 15, Chicago at 14, and Gotham FC at 13. as you are seeing everybody get loaded up. I mean, Louisville's at 11 and OL Reigns at 10. Of course, the top 6 make the NWSL playoffs, as you see McGrady.
Few games happening tonight in addition to this one. Chicago versus OL Reign has already kicked off, and then later tonight, NWSL After Dark, Portland versus Orlando. So those standings will shake out a little bit as the evening continues, Dean, but still such a close race at this point in the season. Teams now need to pick off points from their opponents.
Quick throw in from the Cal Berkeley star over to Purse. Long. Johnson will switch the point of attack over to Dorsey.
Come on now. Keep working.
Long reads the game so well.
Organize again, Karina.
See Long making herself available. This one, Long hit her own player, and I think it hit her own player's head, so because of that, safety first. Is that Purse that is down?
It looks like Margaret Purse. Andy Sullivan making sure she's okay.
That never feels good from your own teammate or the other team. A shot to the head as Purse went down.
Take a look here as Allie Long plays this ball in. Looking like it got the side of Purse's head. And of course, Purse not expecting that ball, not bracing herself for the header at all, and not hitting her forehead where players head the ball safely and hitting the side. Always have to be careful on head injuries.
What a quality player, Margaret Purse. 42 goals collegially at Harvard. Of course, just on the outside looking in of that U.S. women's national team roster for the Olympics. I feel like you can probably say number 23, that close to being on that team.
So close, and of course, a bit disappointing for Purse. However, she has taken the maturity high road for this Gotham team. Head coach Freya Coombs saying that Purse is taking this advantage to get better every game with Gotham and improve upon her skills and add more layers to her game so she's not just a dynamic run.
Lewandowski over to Johnson. Now Long's got Dorsey. North Carolina, Orlando, and Houston have all played 10 games. Portland and Washington coming into this had played 9. Meanwhile, Gotham had only played 8, so they've got a couple games in hand. Tactically, knowing that you've had to go 80 minutes or will have to go 80 minutes, down a player, talking about the home team, the Washington Spirit, I need to get your take, Lisa Roman. Are you thinking about the value of a point after getting the lead and then surrendering the lead and then getting it back?
Of course, both Richie Burke and Freya Coombe wanting to walk out of this game with 3 points and a win. However, for Richie Burke, he has to be pretty pleased with how his team has performed, going down a man just in the 7th minute and then scoring 2 goals while being down a player throughout this game. I mean, it has been impressive. Any points will be taken, are happy points, are good points throughout this point in the season. The standings are so close, so any teams can move around. And also, Dean, you have to remember, teams aren't just gaining points, but they're also taking points away from their opponents. So if Gotham can hold out with this tie right now, of course, it's not as good as a win and 3 points. However, it prevents Washington from getting those 2 points.
Purse. Look at this. Tremendous defensive support for the Spirit. Again, down a player, you'll see him double down when they need to. Lee Lee stays with it. Speckmeyer in support a moment ago, wearing the 20 jersey for Washington. Washington in the dark jerseys, Gotham in the white. Step over coming from Didasco. Didasco down near the end line, and it looks like it goes off of the Washington Spirit. It'll be a corner kick Gotham.
Caprice Didasco attacking down this right flank. She can be so dangerous. And Tegan McGrady, that defender right there for Washington Spirit, has had a tall task of dealing with Purse and Didasco on this right flank.
Picked out of the air.
Dean Bledsoe makes that grab look so easy as she floats above every field player with her arms outstretched to grab that one.
Longtime goalkeeper for Tony DeLuz and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. 72nd minute. Red card from Staub within 10. Rodman scored anyway. Answered back by Kawasumi, and then Zerboni to give the team with the player advantage Gotham the lead, but answered back here in surprising fashion. Just a wonder goal from Ashley Sanchez. And that's the story, Lisa Roman. That's where we are, 2-2 in the 73rd minute.
Pretty entertaining story so far, Dean. Couldn't have asked for a better match between these two. Lots of good soccer being played on both sides of the ball.
Purse can create her own shot, drops it instead to Zerboni. Johnson comes forward. She'll have a goal. I think that may have hit the far post. I'm not positive, but that was Dorsey rather from distance. Remember, the former ACC Player of the Year from way downtown.
Great patience by Gotham as this ball comes back out to Dorsey. Bledsoe had the far post covered. It does look like it ricochets off that far post. Really good shot by Dorsey. We don't see a lot of good strikes from Dorsey too much throughout this game.
Kumi Yokoyama from Japan has a goal in the Challenge Cup this year. Still looking for a regular season goal. There's Lee. Picked up by the Spirit. Running straight downhill, Sanchez, who has the equalizer. Zerboni tracks back to win it.
A smart move by Richie Burke to sub out his midfield unit. Now with Yokoyama stepping in, they have a lot of space to cover with Washington being down a player.
Purse has it. Extra pass, Flake stays down. Deflected, the battle there, almost a handball there by Sullivan.
Take a look at it again as it bounces. Sullivan turning. It's hard to see from that angle if the ball hits Sullivan's hand.
Solid performance from Kawasumi, including the first goal for Gotham to tie it. Tremendous work defensively there by Lewandowski, wearing 12. Sheehan, UCLA. Great ball across and in. Purse has given Gotham the lead, 3-2. Margaret Purse with the answer, and Gotham's on top.
Gotham now with 3 goals in this match. The substitute coming on and making a difference for Gotham as she plays this through ball. And Anamanu crossing it in as Margaret Purse on the far post, just running through the ball and finding the back of the net. It's a really nice finish from Purse. Helferty trying to defend and get inside of Purse, but Purse just quick to the spot on that back post.
Sheehan Anamanu and Purse with the finish. It's Gotham FC 3, Washington 2. And the Gotham faithful, gotta love the fight this team has shown on the road all season long. This is the 23rd time in the regular season these two teams have met. Washington is unbeaten in its last 10 regular season games against Gotham FC, 8 wins and 2 draws. And coming in, they had outscored Gotham 21-9 in that span. Today, it's Gotham, though, with 3, as they have played, by the end of this, near 80 minutes with an extra player after the early card to Sam Staub. Red card, that is. Here's Long sitting on a yellow.
Allie Long doing a great job to break up that play now as she hobbles out of that tackle, shaking off a nick. Allie Long has been tremendous for Gotham, sitting in that defensive 6 position. She reads the game so well. She can sit in the holes and pick off passes, and going hard into tackles is one of her favorite things as a player, to make a big stop and come out with the ball, which we've seen her do a number of times to break up Washington's forward movement.
So another goal, though, for Margaret Purse. She had 2 in the Challenge Cup, now 3 in the regular season. And she came in over double-digit goals in her brief NWSL career. A brilliant soccer player, and there she is on it now. It would be the game winner if the scoreline stays. Dorsey, who had that unbelievable shot that went off the far post. Remember, Gotham FC had conceded just 3 goals in its first 8 matches of the season, the fewest ever conceded through a team's first 8 matches of an NWSL season. The previous record for fewest goals conceded through 8 games was 4. North Carolina in 2021, Utah in 2018, then named Sky Blue in Portland back in 2013.
And the first time this season Gotham has given up more than 1 goal to an opponent.
You heard Richie Burke say after Purse scored, let's get it back again, let's get it back again. And Lewandowski will clear it out of trouble. It'll be a throw-in. Speckmeyer making herself available.
Really good run by Speckmeyer, trying to get around Dorsey and being closed in by Dorsey and Johnson. That tight defensive unit for Gotham sticking together, making the gaps in between center back, outside back really tight and hard for Washington to run through.
A 1-goal lead, tough to handle there for Didasco on the pass from Sheehan. Delaney Sheehan, who came in not that long ago, and really part of a hockey assist for what would be the game winner. There's Coach Burke. Both coaches I thought were outstanding this week on our conference calls. A lot of energy, a lot of detail, really enjoyed it.
These coaches are good to talk to. If you ask them the right questions, they're usually willing to give you some insight, and I love hearing the little tidbits about the player's personality. We heard Richie Burke talking about his front runners that started the game, Hatch, Sanchez, and Rodman, saying how they really need to work together, but it's Sanchez and Rodman who are really similar in their personalities.
Diva similar.
Diva similar, not in a bad way, just they know what they want and they're willing to do it. So when Sanchez and Rodman are running all over the field defending, Richie Burke is so happy to see that. They're not just looking to score goals, but also win the ball back as soon as they lose it.
Some more subs coming into the game for Richie Burke. Asher, the Jamaican who spent time at Purdue and Louisville. Goski into the game. Played for Paula Wilkins and the Wisconsin Badgers. Was on that team with Pickett, who has been a revelation for Kansas City, as we hope Kansas City can turn things around. They've been so close in so many games.
Kansas City, one of the teams alongside Racing Louisville with a bye week this week. A chance to get some extra training in, organize and rest up for next week's matches.
Sheehan wins it. Long. The glue in front of that back line. Zerboni still in there as well. The veterans. You look at Long and Zerboni and Johnson and Lewandowski. There's a lot of professional and international experience between all of them. 83rd minute. You can hear Coach Burke saying, "Get it, Soul." Sullivan is everywhere, making herself available. One of the best players in the league. Andy Sullivan. Here's Asher. Asher wanted to throw in. Lisa, you played at Marquette. How hard is it to play this long? I mean, I don't know if you've ever played in a game this long. I mean, 80 minutes it'll be by the end of it, down a player.
Washington does not look like they're playing down a player. When they have possession of the ball, they're able to move it, and the movement off the ball has been tremendous. I mean, they scored 2 goals when they were down a player. It is tiring, though. You have to shift your mindset and understand that there are going to be more opposing jerseys than your jerseys on the field, less feet to find. However, if every player is moving off the ball, which is exactly what Washington is doing, you can still be successful.
Walking you up to minute 85. Good ball, and crashing out of there is, of course, Haracic, Didi Haracic, who played at Loyola, Maryland, shutting down the attack right there as Speckmeyer making another run.
Speckmeyer trying to curl that ball around Haracic, and a great job by Haracic to come out, make herself big, and close down the angle.
One more sub gonna make her way into the game, Elizabeth Eddy. There are several Bruins and several Southern Cal players on this Gotham roster. Elizabeth Eddy, who played at USC, has 5 regular season NWSL goals, will come in for Coach Coombe, who's assisted by Daniel Ball and Becky Tweed. That's the coaching staff for Gotham.
Great job by Ashley Sanchez to drop back on that ball and close in around Gotham and win that one. That's the defensive efforts from Sanchez, a traditional forward who likes to score the ball, likes to have the ball at her feet. The defensive efforts from her and the work off the ball is what has helped Washington.
Sanchez, who scored that unbelievable free kick goal, has been part of U.S. youth camp since 2013. And you can see why. And she was named the 2020 NWSL Challenge Cup Future Legend Award winner was Sanchez. They could use a legendary goal from her right now. If somehow Washington can score 3 goals down a player and get a point, it would be remarkable for Coach Burke and the Spirit. Meanwhile, if Gotham FC can hang on, they'll join 4 other teams heading into tonight with 16 points. North Carolina, Orlando, Houston, and Portland. Gotham FC sitting at 13 with 3 wins, 1 loss, and 4 ties. Washington, even if they cannot get that equalizer, they're still in the mix with 15 points. It is tight indeed, Lisa Roman.
Tight standings throughout this regular season. It'll shake out as we wind down towards October, but plenty of time until then.
Great run here out of the back for the Washington Spirit, as Speckmeyer has been a spark off the bench. That was Paige Nielsen who had stepped up to intercept it. Speckmeyer, can she keep possession? Speckmeyer. And knocked out of bounds, I guess they'll say, off of Speckmeyer. Solid shift off the bench for Speckmeyer.
Speckmeyer trying to get around Dorsey, and Purse tracking back to defend on that one, closing in on Speckmeyer.
Segra Field, Leesburg, Virginia. And for the Washington Spirit. Dangerous pass picked off by Zerboni. Look at Zerboni still out there running all over the place. McCall Zerboni, who has one of the 3 goals for Gotham. Purse has the 3rd. The first one coming from Kawasumi.
Gotta keep working, come on! Good eye, good eye. Come on! Let's step a bit forward if we have to! Step! Come on, Paul! Keep up, Blue! Come on, Blue! Step a little! Step a little!
Sullivan, you could hear Coach Burke saying, come on, Sully, and Sullivan making that run. She'll foul Didasco as we're in minute 89. See Freya Coombe in front of her bench.
Come on, let's go again, come on!
Andy Sullivan trying to win that tackle from Didasco, and Didasco getting around Sullivan. We don't see much frustration from Andy Sullivan. We saw it there as she loops her arm around Didasco to pull her down.
Sullivan's from Virginia, so it's nice to have her with the Washington Spirit after an incredible collegiate career where she ended with a national championship and the Mack Hermann Trophy. The 2 prior years, she was a Mack Hermann Trophy semifinalist. So after getting a great degree and winning a national title and the National Player of the Year, she gets to go back home and play professionally for the Washington Spirit. And she's got a long, bright future ahead of her. Sheehan has been buzzing for Gotham off the bench for Coach Coombe. And she'll earn a throw-in.
Sheehan a part of that goal that we saw from Purse. Sheehan instrumental in that play, stepping onto the field just moments before. Smart sub by Freya Coombe to put Sheehan in.
Sheehan from UCLA, as is Didasco, as is Zerboni. As all 3 just touch the ball. Zerboni, now Didasco. Didasco this time will run it out of bounds. We'll have 5 minutes of added time, so plenty of time for the Spirit to get the equalizer. The issue is, though, they have gone 80 plus down a player. So they might be a little bit out of gas here. You really got to tip your hat to the Spirit, and I think Freya Kuhn would be the first one to do it as well for the pressure that the Spirit put Gotham under despite playing down a player.
Smart play there from Andy Sullivan to be aware of Sheehan is, as that ball is slipped through, take a step forward, and Sheehan's offside, and now Washington has the ball back and an opportunity to move down the field.
See what kind of space they can find. Zerboni trying to close in. Speckmeyer really showed well. Her touch got away from her just a second there. Unfortunate, as she did a great job tracking back. Margaret Purse with what would be the game winner, and she'll get a yellow card there for delay of game. Remember, Long got a yellow card earlier for Gotham.
Purse had a tremendous game throughout these 90 minutes, buzzing all over the field, getting those shot opportunities, and finally being rewarded with a goal late in this game. As you mentioned, Dean, it could be the game winner for Purse, a player that is really striding so well with Gotham. Freya Kuhn playing to Purse's strengths when she's on the field.
Remember, Gotham missing USA superstar, the ageless wonder Carly Lloyd, as well as Sheridan, and the end from Canada. Meanwhile, the Washington Spirit missing Kelly O'Hara, and then Radar from Sweden, Emily Sonnet, and Japanese international player as well, Takarada. So both teams wishing their players well as the Tokyo Olympics get started this week. I can't wait for sure. We talked about it earlier, Lisa, but it'll be exciting. Here's Lee. Lee trying to add one on here in added time. We'll drop it back to Sheehan. Sheehan first times it. You almost are certain that their teammates are watching, and all of these players will then be watching USA in return. And, well, not just USA, but all the international teams, of course. Good work defensively for the Spirit. Lewandowski. Long will lose it. The Spirit. Sanchez. Sanchez. Looking for a blue jersey. Speckmeyer was too far out wide left, and if any player can perhaps do it by herself, it's Sanchez, but too many white jerseys collapsing on her.
A good run from Sanchez as she tries to attack the space, and Speckmeyer making that run towards the outside, and Sanchez expecting Speckmeyer to cut back in, looking for her on that through ball. Miscommunication there between Sanchez and Speckmeyer.
See some players starting to cramp up out there in this heat. Purse will drop it to Lee. Lee, an extra pass to try to make it 4. And look at the Spirit. They are giving everything they have, as Eddie was there, and Eddie's denied, but this could close out the game here with about 1 minute remaining in added time.
Take a look again as Purse lays this off, and then again trying to find Eddie. Eddie had time to take a touch, set that ball up so she could strike it cleanly as it's rolling into her.
So you know Bledsoe is hoping to get a chance to get this. Didasco taking her time to keep it short. Once again, the encouragement from Coach Burke on the sidelines, refreshing here. Trying to will his team here in the final seconds. Once again, you hear him call for Sully. Might be just a little bit too late here now, though, Lisa.
Final seconds ticking down. Washington putting up a very good fight throughout this match. And great responses from Gotham to get on the board.
That is the final.